Hello everybody, welcome back to the pYanodons playthrough, where LTN rules the day. Uh-oh, no path. You know why? Because it needs fuel. Alright, well, it has some fuel. There you go. And, oh, I gotta delete that. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, it's nice. This has been quite fun to set up. There's quite a few learning curves. So let's go over the system here. LTN is intimidating at first, but the concepts are pretty simple. This is what I like about LTN right here. One train, 3 items? What? So this is really powerful, especially for mods like pYanodons and hubs, where you're going to have a lot of stuff going on. So you can have LTN and TSM running at the same time. LTN, I'm not too sure how I could mix them up, so that's another story, you know, for another day. Because if I have a resource and I want to pull with LTN and TSM, there's going to be 2 combinators and all that, and I don't know if it's going to, you know, mess up signals and stuff. So let's go over the hub real quick. Basically, it's just I have a constant combinator here, and all that constant combinator is doing, which I don't have one. Yeah, I'll just make one. Okay, so all you got to do now, LTN has, this is a mod, and Krydex had this in his mod list, and I'm like, you know, I'll add that as well. And this LTN combinator allows you to really quickly set up your provider, requester, and depots. But I'm not going to use an LTN combinator for a yard or depot. I'm going to use this because all you got to do is set this one signal up to make a yard, which is this one right here. And then they have a depot priority. So it makes you have to use that on one stop though. So one combinator with a depot priority set. Otherwise, it's going to be depot. And you wire all those up to your depot stops. You can have multiple depots all over the map, and it will determine what train is best to pull from where, closest being the best, right? And then you can, like I said, you can override that with a depot priority for whatever reason. Okay, so using a combinator is better for that because it's just one signal. Combinators are a little cheaper than these here. Now, like I said, this one here has the ability to set your provider and requester. And so it's just one click of the button, and it gives you all the options on this side, and everything changes based on what you're setting up for your provider and requester in these boxes here. So it's really nice. Also, you have this disable warning message. Normally, if you're just to use a straight combinator, you have to pull these signals down. You have to click on all these and set them up. Whereas in the LTN combinator, it's all radio buttoned and very clear here. So all these signals here would normally you'd have to pull in here using the combinator. So I like this feature set. Let's go over the requester stop with one resource here, which is awesome. Okay, so I have the LTN combinator here. Now, I have a train limit set to 1 because you don't, unless you have a really high throughput area, you need a stacker system for those trains to hold into. Because if you're going to call 2 trains and one's going to be waiting while the other one leaves, unloads, and then it just replacing, one train replaces the other, you want to have that to 1 unless you have some kind of stacker system. So you get your trains off the main line. One of the things you want to set is this request threshold way up. That was, I can't remember why, but it keeps trains from being called when you're trying to set these up, I guess. So I just went ahead and did that in the mod settings. And then request stack threshold. Now this one is based on the amount of trains or amount of items that you want to bring in here. And I only have 1 stack right now. So if you want to make this twice the train amount, or twice the amount you're going to be bringing in. And I'm going to be playing around with this number, this value here, because what happens is you'll see that it's depleted right now. And what you want to do is have enough in here to bring another train while you have product in here. Otherwise, you get starvation and things shut off, and it's not going to run smooth. So you want to set your threshold higher than what your train, what you're needing, right? So if I need, let's say I just want 50 stacks, we'll set it to 100, right? Stacks or whatever, items. You can do items too. That way you're not running out. Okay, whoops. So on this one, the yellow light means that a train is being called. In fact, it's right there, most likely. Yeah, because this train's here. So there is all this stuff here is set by, you don't see these signals here in the combinator. Those are provided by the combinator, the LTN combinator. Otherwise you have to set up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signals basically. There it is. So now that the train is here, you'll see that there's a little combinator here. This is the input light. This is the output combinator, and this is a very important little thing if you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, which I'll show you. So notice how it disappeared now. So it reads the train and all the information that you're going to need for that train stop that's occurring right now. So now what's happening here is the threshold is dropped, and it's going to call a train. So let's go over a multiple stop requester. So now we have train limit 1, request stack threshold 1, just to keep it simple, and I'm disabling the warning message. Otherwise, it'll go beep boop boop beep boop boop beep boop boop constantly. Now you can configure in the settings, mod settings, under LTN here. I have everything off. What you really want once the stuff is up and running is errors and warnings. But I have it off right now. Here's where you set the request threshold to be 10 million. Depot inactivity. Stop timeout, you want 0, because one of the problems with LTN that a lot of people already know is the contamination. So you have to, if you set up your network correctly and all your unloading and loading correctly, you won't get contamination. So, there's things you could do. So that's why I'm testing it. Okay, so here's the combinator. Notice it's 2 cars. I don't know what the red signal is versus the other. I think it's outputting red wire signal there for the train configuration and all that. But let's get back into this one here. So what I'm doing here is I'm requesting 3 items, 1 stack a piece, and there's a negative number on there, and that's automatically put in there by the LTN combinator. So there's less typing and less messing around I have to do. It automatically puts that value in for a requester. What it's doing is it's keeping track of how many are in the case here. So because this is unloading slower than the belt, this is always going to be running. But what's going to happen is so in a sense, this is always requesting. If I cut this belt, like this, then it would build up in the cases and it wouldn't call the train every 2 seconds, But I'm going to leave that running. So as you can see, you need to have your inserters filtered. And that is what's going to come into play here. So I was just kind of playing around with some designs here. We have 4 items plus a fluid, and each one of these inserters is going to be set to an item here, this one here. And these boxes are going to be wired up to the combinator and all that and blah, blah, blah. So the only thing you need to do on a requester stop is filter your inserters so they pull the correct items and put them in the right box. You have to have basically a box for each item. Now, it's easier to do it this way. Now you probably could use set filters on this, and it would unload in all the boxes and it would be done, and all the boxes would be calculated together. So there's probably a way to simplify that by just one inserter really. But because we have slow inserters, I'm doing 4 because I want 1 per item so we get quicker unloading and all that. And then one of the things that I found here is you'll notice that this stop is here, or the train is here, and the car is over here on this side, so it's kind of offset. So what I'm thinking about doing is shifting this down this way so that I can get the train car in front, right across from the machine. However, the one thing I do like about this is that I can output from here to a train to pick up from a product and then deliver it somewhere else within this network. So I'm okay with it, but I might want to do some, rethinking based on what is being made, But and also I can belt out of here and stuff, it's not a problem. And so as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm like, well, this is a prime example of I want to make the brakes or the gearbox, and I want to make the shafts here as well as the solder, so I can output the lead and tin for solder. I can have delivered stuff for the shaft here, small parts, and the iron oxalate antimony special alloy. So I can deliver, well, this is kind of like whatever, but this could be here like that. And the only thing I got to do is figure out how to get a request and supply combinator on the same stop. That's something I haven't gotten around. I don't know if I could do it, but I think you can. So for now, I'm just doing supply and demand and not supply demand on one stop. So this is kind of a concept or an idea of how this will work. Here, let's hop in our car and we'll drive over here now. Now over here, it's a little more complex. And this is where LTN will be picking up items. TSM will drop off as it usually does. I'll have one stop, multiple drop off. LTN is a little more complex. Now, for both instances, you have to have enough room in your case, obviously, to unload, load, and all that good stuff. So I have a couple things going on here. First off, this is set up for a provider. So this is a provider stop. I have the 3 items in here. Notice they're positive values. I have a 1 train limit and a threshold stack of 1. And I'm going to do this. 3 locked slots per wagon. What that does is it tells the network. I think it tells the train. I think it'll red mark, or no, it won't load into 3 slots on the train. And the reason for that is because when you start getting stacks inserter bonuses, these will start to hold, more than 1. And the possibility of an inserter having something in its grabber arm and on a train coming by that's empty, you could get train contamination with this type of setup here. All right, let's see. Why? Oh, okay. So now what's going to happen is there's a train. Okay, now what this thing is doing is it's loading only copper. So I have the inserters set to set filters, and that is from this combinator. The combinator is reading, the combinator is outputting information based on what's going on with the LTN network. And the inserters are grabbing that value, that item, and setting their filters to it. Now, the problem with this is that, okay, here's the other train that's going to load. Now, look at this. So this one has 3 items on it. And now, if it were just copper, what would happen, if it was one resource, what would happen is the copper would unload, for example, and it would then train would go into inactivity mode and then take off. However, when you have multiple items, you have to tell the inserters basically to switch their filters. And how you do that is with this combinator here. So the combinator is coming from the train stop, and it's reading the train contents. Okay, so we're pulling off the train stop now, and we're multiplying we're taking this each signal, which is everything that the combinator has, that the train has, multiplying by -1, and then outputting that value. So we're changing the sign of it, you know, negating it. So now what's going to happen is if we read on, I think it would be, yeah, this is the copper one. So what's going to happen is the train contents are outputting a positive number, and we're adding it with the red wire outputs with a negative as well. So as the train is collecting cargo, its number is going up, and then we're subtracting that from the LTN combinator. Then what happens is when it reaches the threshold, that becomes 0 or whatever, you know, negative. I think it becomes a more positive number. And then then the next item gets placed on the list from the combinator. Well, that one's masked out, and then the next item starts up, and then the next item starts up. So here's a copper train. So you need this in order to switch the filters from one resource to the next. Now, I want to see that other train come by. This one here. It should be, yeah, it'll pop by. Okay, when it pops by, we'll take a look at it. All right, here it comes. So now if we mouse over this here, or maybe this, now see how it's set to the belt, and as see how the negative number and the positive number, now it's switched to iron. Boom. Now in here it should have it. The 3 slots it's not going to allow it to load these 3 slots, because if you'll notice, we have 1 extra belt in there, 2 extra, because I don't know why it did that. It's getting 2 extra. I think it's a delay, you know, like the ticks. By the time that information hits the inserters, they have to place into the train, and by the time that information gets back to the inserters, it already has extra items in its claw. So that 2 is that delay between this and the other one. So, but yeah, this is going to be really good for our factory here, that we can, you know, we can couple our TSM with this, and then this has been a great learning experience for LTN. And I don't want to implement LTN just yet, but I'm feeling confident I can do it with a few little things here and there in the actual factory. Okay, let's get away from there so I can run over. Now, the next project that we have here, well, let me go here first. Oh, okay, I redid this here. I took the, well, I got the battery in here. I had it down here, and I removed it, so it make it a little simpler. No, it's not simple at all. It's just what's hard about this is it's just the logistics and the amount of machines we're gonna have for this thing. So this is a logistic science pack, if you haven't already noticed up here. I broke out all 3 of these and started off with the animal sample. And, you know, we already know that we have to do this silly thing, the plasmids, and we have to render OGs, because the OGs will give us all these things here. Even the blood. See, there's all this stuff here. So here's the OGs, and we need 2 slaughterhouses for this. Now, we need the caged OG, so, you know, just like the Varauks. Then we slaughter them. So we need 3 OG paddocks. And we're going to make the food version of this, because we already have that build. It's just basically a copy-paste for this. Now, it kind of pains me to, you know, kind of do another build of this, but this is a far smaller build than the batteries. So I think it's a little more attainable. Sap, moss. Then we need to do the breeding. We need to do a reproductive complex, just one, to get the augs, you know, reproducing and producing victims for us. Then we need a bio lab here, biofactory, and of course we're going to need all these things to make that plasmids. Lab equipment. Now, this is what made my heart drop. We need another rubber stopper for our glassware. So, we're going to have another Vrauk thing in here. I haven't broken this out yet, so I'll do that later. Then we need a automated factory, because it's 4 inputs, to make the lab equipment and all that other jazz. I haven't broken this stuff out here. Yeah, it's pretty simple to do. We'll do that when we get to it, though. Petri dishes, of course. Agar. We need the empty Petri dishes. We need the oh, I know. I remembered all the modules, believe it or not. Whenever I see a big number, I go, oh, God, I need the modules. So I got that in there. Seaweed crops, and we need the Zogna bacteria. Then this is the lab port alien samples. I'm using wood as a powered item, powered for this, to power it. That's what that is. And then we need the ground sample and all that jazz. That's the biological sample. So now, here's another thing. We need urea. Yeah, urea. And the flowers. Now, these builds are much smaller as compared to the battery one. So I don't know if I broke out the urea. Then we need, well, oh, here, yeah, I am breaking it out. Here's the manure right here. There we go. So we need an aug paddock to make manure as well. Now, the good thing is that these are we just feed these things. We don't have to do anything but seed them and feed them. So I have matrix solver selected here so that we can build this whole thing, this whole mess. So we need the manure for the urea and all that good stuff. That's no problem. All right, now we need more plasmids for the solidified Saccharose. And we need now Cottengut. And that's what we're going to work on today. I broke out the depolymerized organics. Flowers I have on the network, and then we have the basic substrate as well. So here's the basic substrate. We need moss and all that good stuff. I'm going to use the wood and limestone one for now. It's simpler. And then we need 2 Prandium labs to make these little micey guys, and then moondrops. So what I was thinking is I'm gonna break this out. We probably only need 1 moondrop facility. However, you know, it's formaldehyde and all that other junk, so I might steal the moondrops from the green circuits because those are not running. That's not a production item, at least, you know, yet, you know. So there's all that. Okay, cool. So all that to be, we are gonna make a new item here. Oh, gonna make the lights. We have a new thing, Prandium Lab. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, cool. It's cute. Here's the stud pup right here. Okay. Okay, so what we got to do is feed it fish food, fish eggs food, Cottengut stud, 2 of them, seaweed. It creates... Oh, we might lose studs. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So we have a potential to get our studs back, but we might lose a stud in the process nonetheless. And then we have a chance of getting a pup, 50% chance to get a pup, and an 80% chance to get a stud pup, but 3 to 8 of those. Okay, so there's a spin up of this. Now, that's why I wanted to start this in this episode here. So let's run over to our biology lab and start throwing some stuff down and see what we can do here. Okay, I'm over here now, and we need a mouse DNA sample. We need a Cottengut codex, and we need automation science packs and generic Earth DNA. Okay, and that's in a data array, which is these here. So I'm going to set this up for the mouse DNA, And I don't think I have any... This is the Earth DNA here. Okay, so let's make a Cottengut codex real quick here. And there you... That's a Ralasia. Floge. Oh, here it is. Okay, we'll make one of those. Alright, there it is. Bonk. Oh, and then I gotta get this spun up. So I'm gonna get some automation science packs here. Okay, I got the Earth data going. This is fairly quick. Let me pull that out of there. That there. And this one is 300 seconds. Okay, here it is. Right here. Oh, I need 5 generic. Oh, wow. So in order to make the mouse DNA, we need a codex. And then we need all these things. Oh, we need water, too. Wait a minute. Where'd my water go? Saline. Oh, I gotta pull that out. Okay, so the... What was it that I needed? That was for saline water. Now I can't remember. Put the water on that. There we go. Okay. So I need to make more... How many more? 5 more of these things here. I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to make a codex. Which oh, can I make it? Yeah. Cottengut codex. I have a feeling I'm going to need 4, like 2 or 3 or 4 of these things. Because we need to seed the, this little guy here. We need the Cottengut little guys. So we get a Cottengut only. Here's a Cottengut. Cottengut stud. How do I make just a regular cotton? Because it's requiring a pup. I think I need that breeder. I think I need a complex to get that going. Cottengut. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. So I'm going to work on getting the codexes and everything. Like, well, getting a Cottengut out of this. So we'll be right back. Oh, I'm surrounded by biology. Okay. I have everything but that. Now, this thing takes 300 seconds to craft. That's going to be a while. So, let me get away from this loud machinery here. So, the way it's looking, you know, because we're going to have a lot of aliens to spin up. I know... Look at that. It's got the little horns on it. That's cool. And this has got a little tail, and it looks like a little mouse. So, I do want to dedicate this to, you know, its own build. And because we're going to, well, you know, when we spin up new creatures, we're going to have to, you know, I'd like to have this at least somewhat automated. Especially stuff like this here, where it's like moss and all this, you know, petri dishes, things like that. So it'd be kind of nice to have that. Unfortunately, we need Vrauks, you know, the cocoons for this virus stuff. So it's kind of a pain to run around and gather the stuff and then load it. So that's one of the things, another side project that I haven't, you know, been dealing with. The hub was kind of on the top. So this is the recipe we're going to need. This is the Cottengut stud pup. And I was like, oh, Cottengut basic food. Oh, okay, we need that. Oh, fish eggs, all right. Oh, and then this is where we need the Cottengut studs. We need 2 and some seaweed. So if we look at this recipe, which we did already, we have a potential to lose a Cottengut stud. That's what we're making in the our creature chamber. That's a Cottengut stud. Okay, so I'm trying to get away from that noise. So what sucks is, well, we may lose a stud, but we're gonna gain. There's a % chance we're gonna gain some pups, and then there's a 80%, well, 50% chance, 80% chance that we're going to get some more studs. And then we have to grow them into mature cotton guts and cotton gut studs. So that's what we have to do here. Now, I was like, cotton gut basic food. So this is a part of the next science pack, I think. Yeah, one of the science packs here. That one there. Expand it. So down here, I think it's a part of that. Which one is it? Here it is, right here. The cotton gut. So it's a part of the solidified saccharos. So we need, a consistent amount of these. All right. Once we breed them, then we're gonna. I haven't looked at the whole process yet, but I'm assuming that once we get a bunch of studs, then it's gonna, maintain itself. So I was looking at the food. Oh, we need tree seeds, Ralasia seeds, seaweed, tin plate, starch, and steam. I'm like, oh, what's starch? Oh, starch is powdered Ralasia seeds and fiberboard. What? Fiberboard? What's fiberboard? Oh, sodium hydroxide, raw fiber, treated wood. And then it kicks out black liqueur and tall oil for our fiberboard. I'm like, you're kidding me. So I'm like, okay, how do I get this crap? Because we have the treated wood. We do. So in order to spin this up, I'm just going to steal the stuff and, make it. Sodium hydroxide is just basically saline water in an electrolyzer, and then we get the sodium hydroxide. So that's easy. And then we use a pulp mill on our Ralasia seeds, which we already have. So we just steal some of those and they'll regenerate, and all that. So I'm going to work on, getting at least some of this food. How much does it require? 1. Okay, good. Okay, so let's check on our little stud here. Now, we're going to need more. Oh, there it is. We got one. Yay! Look at that little guy. There, we got a stud now. They got these little horns on them. They're really cool. I like the way they look. Okay, so now I need to make at least 2 more of these to start spinning this up and getting some pups. Let's pull this power down here. What did I just do? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'd like to see this in operation. What I'm going to do, I'll make another 2 of these cotton gut studs. Oh, wow. It's like a... It's got like a noise, like they're scurrying around, I think. That's pretty cool. Oh, look, it's got a little mouse insignia on there. Got to have the pie on there, of course. Pie is on everything. It's an advertisement. I don't see it on there, though. It might be on there. I don't know. Pie there, pie there. All right, so I'm going to gather the stuff to make this thing, to get this going here. And then we'll fire it up, get some little miceys. All right, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, we're back trying to get some mice. Well, I am a mouse father, but not officially yet, because we do have a little cotton gut stud there, and we got 2 more here to run the machine. And now we can do their food. Let's see. There. Oh, there they are. Oh, look. Look at them. They're all running around. This one, let's see what they're doing. What are they doing? They're over here running around. They're jumping over here. They're jumping. This one's doing something. I don't know what. This is a trampoline they're jumping on. That's got to be a trampoline. And this one's doing something here. Oh, wow. It's got a different color. This one's running around in a circle. Oh, they're running around. Yeah. So he's doing like exercise. That is hilarious. So let's go over this. I hand-fed this whole thing. Now, this is going to have to be a production concept here. Or this is going to have to be based on production. And because we have to have these for our next science pack. So I got my steam here. It's feeding this. Now, there's some interesting byproducts that come out of here. Tall oil and black liqueur. The sodium hydroxide is fairly straightforward, but, you know, we can't vent the chlorine. So we have to tank that up and delete it. That's kind of sucks, but it's going to have to be, as we know. The tall oil and black, I think the black liqueur, we can make, in a gasifier, we can make aromatics, along with oxygen, of course, aromatics and acetone. But the acetone, we can't do anything with that either. So I have to tank that up and delete it or save it for later. Lots of late game stuff here. Nothing. So whatever. But the tall oil we can vent, I think. I'll have to look at it again. So steam with our treated wood, fiber, raw fiber, sodium hydroxide, which is from, that's the saline water broken apart, and then we get the chlorine hydrogen. So that, you know, that's fairly straightforward there. And then the steam, of course. And this one's real, you know, just Ralasia seeds, of course, the infrastructure to get the seeds and everything is there. We can reproduce that fairly simple. But what I'm more concerned about, the treated wood is, you know, obviously we have the creosote build that we can borrow from temporarily until we can get, you know, more outposting done and more things done, you know, outside of the pYanodons base. So everything is doable, but there's byproducts we can't resolve yet. And then we have a little bit of biomass coming out of this thing, so we can get that out of here. And we can actually burn that in our in a pie burner, you know. So once we get the that's all for starch. So now we have tree seeds, Ralasia seeds, was it algae? Yeah, oh, seaweed. Tin plate. There's the starch and then more steam. So that's good. Oh, how's it going? Oh, 78. Wow, it's slow. So we could take our wood and make seeds. That's not a problem. That's why I'm glad I kept that wood thing open, you know, or running. Ralasia seeds, obviously, we have that spun up. We can borrow from that and just spin up a new one. These seaweed's not a problem at all. We have tin plates, so this isn't a big deal here. And then we've got the fish eggs, which we have the fish build. So I'd have to train that up and bring the fish eggs over. You know, that's self-sustaining. Even though you take the eggs out, you produce new fish, and you know, aside from that, because the fish will get turned into eggs, or you know, new fish, new eggs, kind of thing. And then more seaweed. So yeah, a seaweed build basically. So this is quite an involved system here. Here it goes. Let's see what we get. Oh, I'm gonna kick this off here. I want to see what we get out of this first run here. There we go. Oh, we got something back. Okay. Oh, we don't have the. We only got one cotton gut pup. That kind of. That sucks. So we can't run it again. Okay, now we got to look at what we can do with the cotton gut pup. And let's take a look at, well, I might need another one of these. Let's take this here. Cotton gut stud pup. Oh, that's that one. How do you grow? Oh, wait a minute. This is a stud. to a pup. Oh. What is this? Maybe I should have picked that one. Do I have this one? I don't think I do. I got wood. Oh, yeah, there you go. I need a cotton gut. Oh, that's a an MK1, and I only have. What do I have? I have. Oh, I do have it, but it's got a yellow thing on it. What's up with that? This one here. How do you get it? Stud. Oh, this. Okay. We have to use that one recipe that I had already selected. This one here. And then we'll put all that back in there. Okay. So this is where, you know, we failed. And we have to create a new one of these to a cotton gut stud in order to hopefully get this one here. We need a cotton gut stud pup. Now let's see what we can do with it. Oh, we got cotton guts out of it, but we need 7 of them. Oh boy. Oh, compost. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay. So, moondrops, Relesia tree, and all that water. So pups mature into cotton guts, and then that's what we need for our process. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to see where the yield is from here. You know, because you're getting potentially your studs are gonna run out. So it looks like we have to make studs all the time. Cotton gut studs. Now, how do you make the studs? Okay, here we go. So if we can get... Oh, wow. Okay. So the cotton gut stud pup with the yellow little square on there yields us a cotton gut stud. And the problem is, though, we lose them here, though. So why is that happening? Craft. Now, here's that recipe we're running right now, where we lose a stud, but the potential to get more pups is there. So if you get that 8 and the 50% return, that's like a total of 9. So you get 9 cotton no, I'm sorry. You get a 50% chance for a new pup, which we can grow into, you know, a grown one. But you need, I think, it said 7 of them or something. I don't remember now. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to set this up and mess with this thing. Now we do need the reproductive one, the reproductive complex for this. So I'll have to build that as well. All right, I'm gonna keep messing with this thing and see what we can do. This is pretty involved. Okay, doke. Well, we're trying this again. Look at that. So I had another failure, but this one returned my cotton gut studs. Put those back in. I made a bunch of food. I got 17 food. This little cotton gut pup I got from the first iteration, and now I've got baby cotton gut stud pups. Yeah. So the problem is that, okay, they go in there. We need some wood. Was that 1 wood? Yeah, that's it. Okay. So I have 8. Oh, well, here we go. Okay. Now I need a module for this, being a cotton gut stud, but I used them in here. I wanted to run this thing. Oh, I should have... Well, I'll get a stud out of here as soon as this is done here. So this is going to produce cotton gut studs. So I got lucky and got the studs. Now I have another pup here. Now I'm going to put him in there. How many do I need for this? 1. Okay, so we need 8 food for this one. And then when I get the module, then I'll get 8 studs, and then I can run this thing faster, or I can have a supply. I'd rather have a supply because then maybe I could build up. Now, this one here, I made 3, as you can see. 2 more, I mean. And this one is the cotton gut. We're taking the pups
We need 7 of them. And then, you know, the water and the seeds and all that, and the moondrops. And then we're growing our pups into Cottenguts, you know, mature ones. And I was looking at that here. Here's the Cottengut stud, though. So if you go down the, you know, down the rabbit hole, we go here maybe. I just got to get a Cottengut. Here's a pup. Okay, here. Let's see, Cottengut. There we go. Look at this, man. In order to do the satellite should be put into the rocket, and that's the satellite. And it produces 6 of something. I don't know what it is, but we'll look at that later. I was looking at this. So the Cottenguts are used in our solidified Saccharose, as well as we can render them. And then this is the kick out. Let's see. The Cottengut produces 4 pups. Oh, this is the... Oh, here we go. 4 Cottengut gives us pups. Oh, this... Okay, I got to make the reproductive complex. I forgot about that. But we need the Cottengut. So, in order to start producing... This is how we get more pups. That way we can get... that. This is where the spin-up happens, right here. Right now, I need studs in order to run this thing. And I need... this studs to make more. I need this to make more studs. So for every Cottengut stud pup, we get a Cottengut stud, and that's how we can spin these up here. So the problem is that I need to get the Cottengut, mature Cottenguts, and then I can run this one here. And the way we get those, this is the stud. Yeah, this is Cottengut pups. Yeah, so we need the pups. And I'm built, you know, I got 2. That's all I have. So this, we need to run this to get the pups and the studs. And the problem is we might lose a stud out of it, you know. So, but we might get baby studs, and this is where we can make more studs and hopefully not have to run the DNA sequencing up here. What do I need for this thing? Everything. Steam engines, small parts. Okay, I'm gonna make that and I'm gonna bring it down here. Okie doke. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we got our Cottengut studs back. We got a pup. So we got 3 pups now. 7 more stud pups. Alright, so we're going to put those in there. That's a total of 15 now. Oh, I got my wood in the car. Alright, let's get this wood in here. 15, and then 9. I'm not going to make that mistake where I took my Cottengut out. Okay. Power, okay. Holy cow. 50 seconds. That's just a minute. Okay, now what else do I have here? Oh, I'm gonna put these in here for now. That'll speed it up. 300%. Yeah, that's much better. And then I'm gonna put a case here temporarily. And that will get us 15 studs. Good. So that's where it looks like, yeah, I mean, if you have to start with this process, or else you won't get the, like, you can produce the studs in the DNA thing, right? But your chances of getting more studs here, I mean, you could get 8 from 2. Now, you lose that 1, well, back to the DNA sequencing, you know, the Earth data and then that other one, the Cottengut codexes and stuff. So you produce another one, then you roll the dice, and you know, hey, let's see what I get. So now, if I would have known, I would have put my stud in here, or whatever, 2 of them I think I got back. and I would have made these first. And then, because I had a chance of losing that one, but I could still run this even with one, you know. Okay, I'm going to see what this one does, and then we'll hopefully get something going here with these Cottenguts. So, oh, the reproductive. Yeah, let's get this baby down here. We already know what this looks like. I'm going to put it over here. Ooh. Okay, this thing is huge. Okay, let's check this out here. Here we go. Okay, we get 4 Cottenguts. Yeah, so this is where we get the Cottenguts, right? Yeah, we need the pups for this thing here. And this one only produces studs. So we're back to this one right here. So we need the studs and it's a 50% chance to get a pup too. But once we get that fourth pup, so we got 2 now. Oh, we got 3. Ooh. Let's go over here. And is this the one? No. We got to go here. And we need 7. So we need 4 pups in order to get 6 Cottengut. And then the 6 Cottengut. Then we have... Let's see here. We need 4. Yeah. We get 6 out of that one. And we need 4 for this. Then we start producing 4. Oh, it's a consuming. We don't get them back. So 4 to 10. So 10 pups. And we put them back in here. Then we get 6. Okay. So 6 to 10. So that's how we spin it up. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's kind of weird numbers here. So 4 mature Cottenguts. That's 6. So we got an extra 2 right there. And then this one gives us 6. So here's our spin up. Yeah, between these 2. And then we need the studs just to seed all this. Because we need 2 studs here. We need a bunch of studs for this, obviously, here. So we still need to spin up our studs. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so 3 to 8 stud pups. And then we can start... Then we have our modules. We shouldn't have to go back to this unless we have to make another one of these, which looks like we're going to have to for the end game. Yeah, great. There we go. There's a stud right there. We'll speed that up. We have 13. Okay, cool. After running this thing for a bunch of times, I finally started to get the gist of it, you know. So, the Cottengut pups are the worst of these, of the process here. And then the Cottengut stud pups, pretty good return on them. So, as you can see, I've got all these modules now. And this is up to a craft speed of 1, 2,000%, as this one is. Now, this one is our Cottengut stud creator. So we get the pups from here, and that's where we get the 80% in all that. So as you can see, I got 27 of these little guys. So I'm taking them and I'm just kind of, you know, putting them in these various machines here, you know, and all that. So I finally got enough Cottengut pups. 6. I was able to finally run this thing, and like I said, the pups are the worst to get, and boom. And now we can mate them. And let's see, we got 10 pups out of this. 10 pups. And this one requires the pups to get the Cottenguts, and there they are. And now we just pop these babies in here. And then, you know, of course, this takes a while. And there's the Cottengut 2 pups. So now we're going to start spinning these up in a good amount. Let's get one of these. I'm going to toss it here. We'll kick out the water barrels and all that. Okay, so now I think we have... Yeah, we got 5 extra now. We need 2 more to get another craft out of that. And then the guts get the little mice get consumed. For some, you know, you would think you'd get them back, but I guess not. I think it's kind of like they die off because, you know, what I guess old age or whatever. So kind of interesting. Oh, here, let's see where are they at. Oh, it's very slow right now. Let's see about these guys here. 3 more. There we go. Yeah, this is a very slow. Well, it's faster now, but oh wow, it was so slow. I need another piece of wood in there. Now, I'm not running. I don't have to run this anymore because now I'm generating the pups. So this process here was kind of like, all right, are we gonna get a viable amount of cotton gut pups and studs to keep this going, and this needs the pup studs. So luckily this one spun up enough pup studs to get this faster, and I didn't have to do any more codexes after a while because the studs were now being generated by this. We're growing them up, and then we're putting them back in here. So every time I lost a stud in the breeding process, I had, 8 coming out of here. 6. Well, what is it? 3 to 8. So if I lost one, that's fine. The 80% part, is still an issue. You got 80% to get 3 to 8. So it's a higher percentage of potential. So, but I hit it like 3 or 4 times. So I was like, okay, good. So I had a ton of these studs now. And here we go. Now we got more of these little guys. We'll take them out. And we got 6. And we'll breed more. And now we got more pups. So now we're ready to, put this into action. So I'm going to leave this stuff here until we're ready to start. I'll put those in there for now. Yeah. Because we need more pups now from this process here. Oh, and they're there. Bonk. Cool. Now, what is the thing here? We're going to get the pups, but we have to grow them into Cottenguts. So it's 7 to 6. This is where we have to do, I guess, a priority belt to prioritize the pups to here. And so it's going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth now between the breeder and these. And if we need studs, then okay, that's done. Okay, I'm all done now. Good. So yeah, if we need more modules, quote unquote, for more of these, because I'd have to look at. Let's look at FNEI. AUG. Oh, that's another AUG. Here it is. 2. Only 2. So we have plenty. In fact, these 2 here we can use for that for the next science pack there. Here, I gotta put together a plan here. So we gotta work our way. We got all this to deal with. So I'm gonna make all these machines, start storyboarding this. The most important thing was getting the little Cottenguts, so that we can, at least set this up. We've got our AUGs already. We've got the Relasias. We got the seeds. And I think everything else is basically set it up. We steal our AUGs and do the breeding and all that for our rendering. And then we got the AUG paddocks there, butchery. Yeah, so I think, this was the new one that we needed to get spun up. Yeah, so I'll put all this together, get all the machines. I'm going to start to storyboard it and kind of get the inputs and outputs and then fill in the missing pieces because, like I said, I don't click on every single one of these because then this list gets just enormous. All right, well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the process here. It's fun. I really enjoyed this stuff. I really love beating my head on this stuff. Scratching my head on this stuff. What the heck am I gonna do? Oh, what is all this? But then it starts to come together after a little bit, and then you start to see the relationships and how the recipes are. So, all right, thanks for watching. Peace out.